Welcome to For the Record Open Mic. I'm Dave Justice from Repair Shop at Tomorrow. I'm going to share my thoughts on education, communication, and implementation. Before we get going, here's an important message from our partners.
ShopBoss is software built by shop owners for shop owners. ShopBoss offers real solutions backed by real experience. Simply put, it's shop management software that works your way. When customers are in the lobby and cars are on the lift, you don't have time for a learning curve. Now that's where ShopBoss comes in with profit-boosting features that work the way you need them to right out of the box. From built-in DVI to robust customizable reporting, ShopBoss makes everything about running a shop work more smoothly. Plus, with their Boss Pay Payments feature powered by 360 Payments, you can enter the era of totally paperless payments. From text-to-pay, remote payments, and consumer financing options to compliant surcharging, and now even offering PayPal and Venmo options, everything is built right into ShopBoss. Plus, everything is backed by a fantastic support team with one goal in mind: your success. Be the boss with ShopBoss.
I want to start with the education. I had the great pleasure to go out and teach with Napa Auto Care across the country. Had a chance to meet a lot of fantastic, smart individuals. After giving presentations, one of the things that really caught my eye was people would want to sit down and chat about what was discussed, and they would ask the wrong questions. The reason why I state this is because I believe education is absolutely one of the biggest issues we have in our industry. So many of our fantastic dealers today were technicians first, not business owners. So I really feel that our industry partners should share with us and help us get more education on how to absolutely operate a profitable business. Communication. Communication to me is about how we go out and communicate with our clients. We know that our top 20 give us 80% in our revenues. So how are we bringing those clients back more often? The other communication that's so important, how do we communicate with our team? How do we share our systems, operations, and procedures? And how do we get our team to work as a well-oiled machine from the front to the back, from DVI all the way through? Lastly, implementation. Once we've built that communication in our SOPs, how do we get our team members to get on board and implement what has been talked about, trained on, and how do we communicate that to our clients in the best form and fashion? So for me, those are the three legs of the stool: education, communication, and implementation. Utilizing all three of those together, I believe that you can build a world-class business. And that's what I hope for you. I want to talk just a little bit more about the education side, implementation and communication. Hopefully they'll have me back and I'll be able to dive deep into those. In the education side with Repair Shop at Tomorrow, we have what we call the business flow chart. And the business flow chart allows us to do the forensics on our business. We don't want to look at the end of the month at our numbers and understand that, boy, we missed this number, this goal, and this goal. We want to be able to look at this throughout the month, daily, weekly, and monthly, to understand exactly where we are. In our case, we have what's called a manager sheet. If we can, it's a scoreboard. And we want to be able to be transparent in front of all of our team members. And what I mean by this is if we want to do $100,000 in a month and we know we have 4 weeks, we're going to need $25,000 a week. If we do $500 in ARO, that means we want to do 10 cars at $5,000 a day over 5 days equals our $25,000. So with our manager sheet, it allows us to look at how many cars we brought in, what our ARO is, and we want to be at 60% gross profit or above. So it'll allow us to know whether it's the 1st, the 7th, the 21st of the month, are we short cars? Are we short on ARO? Are we short on our gross profit percentage? What this allows us to do is for each team member to understand exactly where they are throughout the month. The next part of the business flow chart is what we call a daily tracker. And the daily tracker looks at car count, of course, average miles, average ARO, close ratio, and also hours per car. Why do we want to look at that? Because this basically is the forensics that helps us do a repair order audit to see is our DVI up to snuff? Are we creating the right kind of presentation for our clients? Are we building value? Are we creating trust? Is our value-added proposition making our ARO go up? This allows us to go through and analyze what we call inspect what we expect. So if I'm short on ARO, what would I do? I'd go in and I'd pull up a repair order and do what's called a repair order audit. I want to be able to look at that repair order. I want to be able to look at that DVI. I want to be able to see if my service advisor has done the 300% rule. 100% of those vehicles are inspected. 100% of the services found are written down. 100% of those services found are presented to the client. And here's where it's very important. Only in this form and fashion is it presented to the client. What my client came in for first, safety needs and PM services. So in essence, what are we truly doing? We're building a maintenance program for our clients so we can actually be the best advisor to their car for the client. Lastly, it's inspect what we expect, and that's the labor side of our business. In my opinion, this is the most important side for profitability. Labor is obviously the largest opportunity we have at Profit. And other than employee theft, it's the largest cost. What is that? That's our payroll. So productivity, efficiency, effective labor rates, hours per car are so very, very important to our net profit. We created a program called Labor Profit Management that looks at your productivity, efficiency, effective labor rates. And what it allows us to do is look at each individual technician as well as the store as a whole. If you look at your break even, your productivity doesn't cost you more money on your break even. So if your break even's $10,000 and you're producing 200 hours of billable hours throughout the month, if you're more productive and create 400 hours billable, your fixed costs still do not go up. So that goes straight to the bottom line. When we look at effective labor rates, I've had many, many dealers tell me, well, what's your labor rate? Well, it's $100. What's your effective labor rate? Well, it's $100. When in actuality, their $100 is their door rate, not actually what they're collecting. And the difference with effective labor rate is think of it this way. If I had 10 jobs and $1,000 in the till, it would be $100 would be my effective labor rate. But if I had 10 jobs and only $800 in the till, my effective labor rate is $80. That $20 is the difference between making a quality living and not being able to pay my bills. So effective labor rate to me is a game changer in our industry. When we look at the business flow chart, again, I'll go over it. We have our goal sheet, or you call it scoreboard, which is our manager sheet. That allows everybody to understand where they are for each and every day of the month, week of the month, so that we can look at numbers as they're created and not see the game at the end when we haven't been able to hit our goals. The next is the daily tracker. That's what we call inspect what we expect. That's where I can go through and do the analysis through a repair order audit to figure out, do I have a challenge through DVI? Do I have a challenge through presentation? Possibly my close ratio is too low. Am I listening to calls to understand exactly how my service advisor is communicating with my clients? And or is my service advisor looking into my clients' wallets and deciding for himself that that car's not worth it? I'm not going to present that to him. So that is our daily tracker. And lastly, again, it's the labor management. Working through data to be able to look at your labor side of your business and finding the missing half hour will change your life. Effective labor rate, again, as I think it is the game changer of our industry, we need to make sure that that's in the absolute form and fashion. And it all constitutes and all revolves around what we're paying our technicians. We need to see what our costs are as this world changes around us, and then have a plan on what we charge. It does not matter what Joe down the street is charging. It matters what I need to charge to make the correct profit. This is Dave Justice, and this is For the Record. Thank you very much.